Are you familiar with this illustration? What is this? Yes, it's a number line. The numbers that we see on this number line are called integers. But what about the numbers like this? 1/2, 5/3, and -8/9. What are these numbers? These numbers are rational numbers. What are rational numbers? It is a number that can be expressed in a form a over b, where b is not equal to 0. So in this definition, this a represents the numerator and b is the denominator. So our restriction here is our b should not be equal to 0. But why? For instance, we have 3, a is equal to 3, and b is equal to 0. Then, so we have here a over b. We will substitute the a given value is 3 and b is 0. So when we have 3 over 0, it means 3 divided by 0. What do you think is the answer when we divide 3 divided by 0? If you'll say it's 0, if we will recheck 0 times 0, is it equal to 3? No, it's not equal to 3. But if you say 3, is 3 times 0 equal to 3? No. So what is then the answer? There is no answer because it's undefined. So that is now the explanation why your b or your denominator should not be equal to 0. There are questions uh, we have in our minds like, are integers rational numbers? Let's take -4 as an example. -4 is an example of an integer. The question is, can we rewrite -4 in the form a over b? The answer is yes. It's equivalent to -4 over 1. So the question is it rational or not? It's rational because it can be written in the form a over b, where your b is not equal to 0. So as what you can see here, the denominator is 1. How about 0? 0 can be written in a form 0 divided by 1 or 0 over 1. What is 0 divided by 1? It's 0 because 0 times 1 is equal to 0. So is it a rational number? Yes, it's a rational numbers. So all the numbers in this number line, okay, these integers are classified as rational numbers because it can be written in a form or in a fractional form where your denominator or your b is not equal to 0. Let's try this. Number 1, 1/4. Is it rational or not rational? Yes, correct. You are correct because The answer is rational. It can be written in the form, it is written in the form 1 over 4. Again, it is written in the form 1 over 4 where your denominator is not equal to 0. How about number 2? 10. Can you rewrite 10 in the form a over b? Yes, that's 10 over 1. But that will give you a result of still equal to 10. So 10 divided by 1 is 10. So it's rational. How about number 3? Negative 19. Is it rational or not rational? Yes, it's still rational because it can be written in the form negative 19 over 1. Number 4, 16 over 0. What's the answer for this? Okay, so there is no answer. It's undefined. And its denominator is 0. So meaning it is not rational. Let's proceed now to the operations on rational numbers. So we have here addition and subtraction of rational numbers. Here are the rules in adding and subtracting rational numbers in fraction form with the same denominator. So if A, B, and C denote integers and B is not equal to 0, then A over B plus C over B is equal to A plus C over B. So meaning we'll just add the numerator A plus C and just copy the denominator. And if you subtract A over B minus C over B, then just copy the denominator and subtract the numerator A minus C. For example, 1 over 2 plus 2 over 2. Okay, as what you can see, the two fractions have the same denominator. So that is why it is classified as similar fractions. So how are you going to add these two fractions? We will just copy the denominator and add the numerator. So 1 plus 2 equals 3. And the denominator, you just need to copy. So that's 3 over 2, or you will divide 3 divided by 2, that is 1 and 1/2. Number 2, 5 over 8 minus 3 over 8. Notice that these denominators here are the same. So this is classified as similar fractions. So we'll just copy 8 and 5 minus 3 is equal to 2. So 2 over 8 can be reduced because 2 and 8 can be divided by 2. So 2 divided by 2 equals 1. 8 divided by 2 is equal to 4. Okay, so the final answer is equal to 1/4. Number 3, we have here 1 and 5/8 minus 4/8. So this given here, 1 and 5/8 is classified as a mixed number. So you say mixed number, it composed of a whole number and a fraction. And this part here, the subtrahend, is only a fraction. It's in a fraction form. So that is 1 minus, wala man diri, so it's 0. 1 minus 0 is 1. 5 minus 4 is 1. Yeah, just copy 8. Okay? You have here the rules in adding and subtracting rational numbers in fraction form with different denominators. A over B and C over D, where B is not equal to 0 and D is not equal to 0. If the fractions to be added or subtracted are dissimilar. What do you mean by dissimilar? When the fractions have different denominators. So we have here B and then C. B and D. Okay, first step is to rename the fractions to make them similar, whose denominator is at the least common multiple of B and D. Next, add or subtract the numerators of the resulting fractions. And then, write the result as a fraction whose numerator is the sum or difference of the numerators and whose denominator is the least common multiple of B and D. For example, A, 2 over 5 plus 2 over 3. Notice that their denominators are different, 5 and 3. So if we're going to add 2 over 5 plus 1 over 3, you need to get the LCM of 5 and 3. So how are we going to get the LCM? When I say LCM, it means the least common multiple. So we'll have here multiples of 5 and multiples of 3. So we'll list down by listing method. The multiples of 5 are 5, 10, and 15. The multiples of 3 are 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, and so on. But our goal is just to find the least common multiple. So what is the common? What is the least common multiple of 5 and 3? It is 15. That's why we have here, we need to put 15. Then the process is 15 divided by 5 is equal to 3 times 2 is equal to 6. So this 6 over 15 is the equivalent fraction of 2 over 5. And next, 15 divided by 3 equals 5 times 2 is equal to 10. So we'll add, because we have already similar fractions, so we will add 6 plus 10 equals 16, and just copy the common denominator, which is 15. So the answer is 16 over 15, and we can simplify 16 divided by 15 is equal to 1 and 1 over 15. For letter B, 3/4 minus 1/6. So as what you can notice, 3 over 4 and 1 over 6 are dissimilar fractions. So we need to get the LCM, or the least common multiple. So you will have the listing method, multiples of 4, 4, 8, 12, and 16, and so on. Multiples of 6 are 6 and 12. So get the least common multiple, that is 12. So how are we going to solve? We'll write 12 and 12. 12 divided by 4 is equal to 3 times 3 equals 9. And then 12 divided by 6 is equal to 2. And times 1 equals 2. So that is 9 minus 2 equals 7. Copy the denominator, 12. Okay, so I hope you learned something about the operations of rational numbers. We will discuss about multiplying and dividing rational numbers next episode. Thank you so much for listening.